Free Fight Breakdown.
Itsuki Hirata is a Japanese professional mixed martial artist. Well known for her exuberant, playful character, she has emerged as one of the most disruptive contenders and likes to show off her selfies and training videos on Instagram. She has even had a TikTok dance battle with fellow rival Stamp Fairtex. But recently, she has come in for a lot of criticism for repeatedly missing weight. She is formerly known as the Virgo Assassin. Not sure why that was, but then she changed her name to Strong Heart Fighter due to her determination during training. But Hirata officially changed her nickname to Android 18 in 2021 due to often being told she resembles the appearance and characteristics of Android 18 from the anime series Dragon Ball Z. She is currently signed to one championship where she competes in the atomweight division. Itsuki Hirata fell in love with martial arts at the age of 6 after she followed her older brother to practice judo. She took to the mats instantly, and she lived and breathed judo and dreamed of representing her country at the Olympics one day. Tragically, a combination of her determination to push her body to the limit and an unforgiving world of elite level training took its toll. She soon discovered a new sport, and before she even began to practice it, she wanted to compete. Hirata became captivated by mixed martial arts after watching it on TV, and she began training in it immediately after graduating from high school. Her powerful judo skills helped her to reinvent herself and thrive in the new environment. Hirata was a standout participant in the third season of the Japanese reality show Fighting Agent War in 2018, winning all her bouts by submission to grab the attention of the mixed martial arts world. Hirata earned a contract with ONE and made a professional debut in 2019, where she submitted Anjali Sabanai in the very first round. Later in the same year, Hirata submitted Rika Ishiki with an armbar at the very end of round number 2. Hirata faced Nyreen Crowley in 2020, who stepped in on short notice replacement, but Hirata failed to make weight at the atomweight limit, so the fight was contested at a catchweight. Hirata found herself in the third round for the first time against Crowley and won the fight via TKO stoppage in the final round. Hirata got onto the main event spot when she faced Miku Nakamura in 2021. She earned another TKO stoppage, defeating Nakamura in round number 2. She was then announced as one of 8 women taking part in one atomweight Grand Prix, with the winner earning a shot at the championship. In her first bout to go the distance, Hirata defeated Elise Anderson by unanimous decision. She was then scheduled to face Ritu Phogat in the Grand Prix semi-finals. However, Hirata pulled out of the Grand Prix 4 days before the fight due to a high fever. Hirata then suffered her first loss in March 2022, losing to Jihin Ratsan by split decision. That setback encouraged her to work harder than ever to improve her skill sets. And while she admits to feeling some anxiety after the loss, she feels more motivated to work her way back to avenge her loss one day. Hirata faced Lin Hekin on August 2020, but Hirata missed weight again and failed the hydration test. The match was contested at a catch weight of 54 kg, and she had to forfeit 50% of her fight purse to Lin. Hirata won the bout by unanimous decision. Although Lin had success on her feet for most of the fight, Hirata's focus on striking during her recent training trip in the US paid dividends when she dropped her foe with a surprising overhand right in the final 30 seconds to cement the victory. She later stated she missed weight because she accepted the fight on short notice. Hirata was scheduled to face Seo Hee-ham on November 2022, with the winner expected to receive a shot at the atomweight championship. However, Hirata missed weight for the third time and failed the hydration test, and the match was scrapped after Ham declined the catchweight bout due to Hirata's history of missing weight. After 6 months of frustration, they put the fiery feud to bed when the fight was finally rescheduled for March 2023, and both fighters had been told by one officials that whoever wins could be granted a crack at the atomweight world title. During much anticipation for this grudge match, Hirata looked short of ideas against Ham and spent much of the fight stalling. Aside from several takedown attempts, Hirata did not provide much offense. Even before flagged by referee for a couple of times for inactivity, her opponent Ham So-hee would move to claim an unanimous victory and keep her unblemished record intact at 3-0. Ham So-hee blasted Hirata for her underwhelming performance, rendering the fight uneventful and boring. After her last 3 performances, which showed an obvious dip in her performance, being out-wrestled and losing to Jihin Razwan of Malaysia and being dominated by Lin Heqin of China for majority of the fight, her last fight shows she had made little to no improvement other than making weight. She obviously has very good grappling and finishing most her earlier fights via submission. I believe this is due to her background in judo. Unfortunately, it seems she solely relies on her clinching and her ability to get opponents to the ground. She often loses positions against the fence, and a lot of times she is swept and reversed by opponents with less grappling experience. She has little to no striking and does not do much to lure her opponents into a grappling exchange, which is why a lot of her takedown attempts have been stuffed with little to no effort. She really needs to set her takedowns up. She needs to learn how to overload her opponents with strikes, feints, and some in and out footwork. Right now, Hirata is a very predictable opponent. She is a typical judo player who just wants to take you down for a submission, and there is little to no threat in the striking department. This makes it very easy for her opponents to devise a game plan to nullify Hirata. If I was her coach, I would work on her kickboxing and her footwork ferociously until she is absolutely comfortable in her striking ability. This way she can hide her takedown attempts with striking, or she could lure opponents into a takedown with some elusive footwork. Then I would get her to work on her grappling. Even though she has a strong background in judo, I would get her to be more patient and try to get position before submission, as she always seems to overly determined and desperate to throw or submit her opponents, which makes her absolutely easy to read. I believe this is a big reason why she constantly loses position, even though she looks bigger and has an extensive background in judo. This also looks to be a sign of being overconfident in her grappling ability and underestimating her opponent's preparation. I believe once she has improved in these areas, she is ready to make a comeback and see a new and improved Hirata. But until then, she needs to revise the way she fights. I'm not sure who will be her next opponent, as she doesn't look ready to fight another top-ranked opponent. Who do you want to see her fight next? How do you feel about Itsuki Hirata? And what improvements do you reckon she needs? I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me hear your comments below. Peace.